Welcome everyone. Today we are going to discuss about hashing. So in previous class we discussed about a dictionary. So dictionary is a collection of elements like as arrays. The main difference between the arrays and the dictionary is in the dictionaries we are going to access the data with the help of keys. With the help of keys. So in previous class we also discussed about how we are implementing a dictionary. So in dictionaries we don't have any special data structure. So for that purpose, dictionaries implementation is going to be done in four already available data structures, that are arrays, linked list, and hashing and trees. So now we are going to discuss about the one of the implementation, that is hashing. So as we discussed in the earlier, so the hashing stores the data with respect to the key values. That key value is a unique one. So each and every data contains a unique key value. So if I want to access a data, or if I want to insert a data, if I want to delete a data, to do any data manipulations, I need that particular key. So whatever the operations we are going to do in this hashing, the main thing here is the key. We already discussed in the dictionaries how we are going to do with the help of keys. If, for suppose if I have taken a student database, if I want to access a particular student data, I can access the data by using the rule number. So I can say that rule number is a key. So in dictionaries also it is happening in the same way. Each and every data contains a unique value. So we are using a data with the unique value. So this hashing technique is a very effective way to manipulate the data. I can say it is a very effective way. How it is affecting, how it is very good rather than the other data structures. Let's see in the next class. Now, so up to now we discussed about hashing. Now what is hashing? The storing the data with some key. Now, how can I obtain the key and where I can store? That is depend upon these two. So, if I want to perform a hashing, I can do with the hash table and hash function. Now, let's discuss what is hash table and hash function. Now, what is hash function? Hash table. A hash table stores the data in a associative manner. So we discussed this topic, this association manner in the dictionaries. How, what is association? So association is the same as a arrays, but in normal arrays we are using a index value. But in association, we are providing a key for every value. We are providing a key for every value. So that is the association manner. So let's compare the topic with the hashing. So hashing also you are providing a key for each and every data. You are providing a key for each and every data. Let's see this table. If it is a hash table, now the data is 150 and 220, 210. So if I want to access 150, my key value is 0. Here my key value is 1. See, this key value is no need to be 0 and 1. It can be 20, it can be 30. It is depending upon your requirement. Okay. Now I'm saying I can put a key value, any key value, so like 20, 30, 40, I can do. But how can I obtain that key value? That key value can be obtained by using a hash functions. So hash table main purpose is storing a data with the help of keys. So if I want to access a data, I can use keys. If I want to delete a data, I will use keys. But how can I obtain the key? I use a hash function. Now let's discuss what is hash function. So is hash function is any mathematical expression you can take. So now I have a plus 2. So if my data a is 10, then my hash function is 10 plus 2. So this mathematical expression, any mathematical expression, you can take it as a hash function. So that hash function output, I can say it is a key for my data. So here, if you are providing a data, it will give you, if you are providing already you have a key and you want to generate a new key for that key, then also it will use. So if you are providing a data or key, hash function will provide you a new key which can be stored in the table, which can be stored in the hash table. Now what is the main purpose of hash function? The simple, the main purpose is it has to be It has to be stored in a random manner. So unlike if you want to store in arrays, it will store a one by one in sequential manner. But here I am accessing the data in a sequence manner, but storing in a random places. Storing in a random places. That random place is depending upon hash function. Okay. Now up to now we discussed what is key, how we are generating a key. If you want to generate a key, that is called hash function. Now let's discuss about the methods which we have in a predefined methods which we have for generating a key. So we have a hashing has a 4 automatic generation methods. So first one division, the second one mid square method, third one multiplication, the fourth one folding method. Let's discuss one by one. The first one, a division method. So this is the simplest of the hashing, the simplest hashing function. The simple thing, so I will divide whatever the value you are giving, I will divide with the 10. So here, see here, I am using a percentage. So in a programming, if I use a percentage means it will give an output as a reminder. So whatever the reminder for this function, I will use that as my key. I will use that as my key. So percentile means remainder. Am I right? So if I give 10, 10 percentile 10 means I will get the remainder as 0. So now my key value is 0. So see how simple it is. So in your hashing methods, whatever the hashing technologies we have, as we already discussed that we have 4 methods. So all those methods, the easiest and simplest method is this one, the division method. Whatever the value you are giving, you are simply dividing the data with the 10, with 10. Let's consider this is a hash table I have. Now my hash values are 0 to 6. I can store any number of values. I can store any number of values. Now if my hash table is like this, let's take a division method. Now my division function h of x is x by 10. So whatever the value I am going to insert, that will be divided by 10. Now I want to insert 11. Then what will happen? So 10. So my x value is 11. So 11 percentile 10. So what automatically remainder is 1. Now my h of 11, that means the key of 11 value is 1. Now I will insert a value at that 1. So why? Because here I get the value is 1. Am I right? So let's take another example for more understanding. Let's take another example. Now I want to insert 95. Now if you divide 95 with 10, the remainder is 5. Now whatever the value I am going to insert, that will be inserted at the 5th position. That will be inserted at the 5th position. This 5th position I will insert a value. Am I right? So this is the simplest technique which I can use a hashing. What is the method? Whatever the value I am going to insert, that will be divided by 10. That will be divided by 10. That reminder I will use as a key value in my hash table. So what is hash table? Hash table is simply for storing the data. Where I have to insert, that will be decided by the hash function. Okay. Now let's move to the second one, that is the mid square method. That is mid square method. So in previous division method we have done in the simple way. Whatever the value we have given, that will be divided. Now let's go to some advance. Let's go to some advance. So in this mid square method, whatever the value I am going to do, or whatever the key I am going to generate, that will be generated in 2 ways, in 2 steps. That will be generated in 2 steps. First method, first step, I will square the value, whatever the value I have given. I will square the value. Whatever the value I have given, this is a key or data, that value will be squared. Next, I will extract, I will get the middle elements. So first suppose if I took 10, so 10 square means 100. So the middle one, the 100, that middle numbers I will take as an index. That middle numbers is depending upon your key range. If I have a key range is 1 digit, so I will take a middle 1 letter. If I have my key range is 2 digits or 3 digits, I will take a middle 2 digits or middle 3 digits. Like that, I will take the key value. So it is also, it will be done in two ways. First, I will square the value, then I will take a key value from the between the digits, Let's take one example. Now the same way, if I have a hash table. Now if my key is 1236, if my key is 1236, so I want to store 1236 in the hash table. So in first step, what I am going to do? I'm going to square the value. So 1236 square is 1522756. So in between, I have to take a random values from the middle of this value. I have to take a random value from middle of these values. So for that purpose, first let's consider my key value. If my key values are 26, 27, 28, that means whatever the keys I have, those will be a 2 digits. So I have to take a 2 digits value. I have to take a 2 digits value. 2 digits value. So now let's check what is the middle of the number. Now it has a 7 numbers. It has a 7 numbers. Now the middle value is this 2. Am I right? From this 2, I need a 2 key value, a 2 digits number. So 2 plus 7. So first I have to start from the middle of the number. First I have to start from the middle of the number. Next I have to take the digits what is depending upon and my key size. My key size is, let's check in the hash table, my key size is 2 digits. So the middle number is 2, the next digit is 7. So 27 is my key value. Now whatever the value I am going to insert, I have to insert at the 27. This 27 I have to take as a key. Now in step 2 I am taking the middle digits as a key. Now at the 27 I will going to insert the data. Let's take another example. If my key value is 5642, so what I'm going to insert 5642 in the hash table. Now what is the first step? In first step I have to square a number, whatever the number I have to give it. Now my square number, if I square this number, this is my result. This is my result. Now first I have to find a middle value. Now let's see this here. It has a 8 numbers. It has 8 numbers. So in between, my key size is 2. My key size is 2. So in between I can take 2. In between I can take 2. So these three values I can delete. See, let's consider the previous example. In this I have only 7 values, that is, so here if I take these two, in left side I have a 3 exemption values, in right side I have 2 exemption values. But 20, so if you take like this, 27 is not a exact middle of the complete number, not a exact middle of the complete number. So if in that case I have to find the first middle value. So here the 3 and 3, if I delete these 3 and these 3, these 2, the middle, the fourth element will become as a middle one. So from that element onwards, I have to take a key. So that's why I have a key is with 2 digits. So from this middle to I take 2 values. So 27 is my key. But in the next example, this is my square number. Now in this I have 8 values. So 8 means, so I don't have a perfect middle one. So directly I can take this 32. If my key value is single digit, then I will take 2. So here the simple rule, the left digits is greater than right assumption digits. So you can say like that. So in this regarding, if I have a like this, I have to take a middle 2 values. I have to take middle 2 values. Now what is my middle value? 32. 32. Now my key is in step 2, what I have to do? I have to take a key value that key value must be extracted from the middle of the original string. That original value is 32, now my key is 32. Now whatever the value I have to put, I have to insert at 32. I have to insert at 32. So that is the mid square method. That is mid square method. Now up to now we have discussed the two methods. So one is the division, the second one is mid square. In first, whatever the value I have given, that will be divided by 10. In second, whatever the value I have to given, that one is first is squared. Next, from that square value, I have taken a middle part as a key. So those are two of very easy methods. Now let's go to the third one. Now each and every method is going to be increased. The process will be increased. Now in this multiplication method, I have a 5 steps. I have 5 steps. So the first step, in first step, I have to take one assumption value. That assumption value is A. This A should be a exemption value. So whatever the value you have, it is a exemption. We can take any value. But that value must be in between 0 and 1. 0 and 1. So that assumption value can be a between the 0 and 1. Whatever the value you can take, but that should be between 0 and 1. So you can take 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that you can take. So whatever the value, assumption value you are taking, that should be between a 0 and 1. Next, in second step, I have taken a assumption value. Now I have a key. That key I have to insert in the hash table. That key should be multiplied with the A. So I have taken a assumption. That assumption value I am going to multiply with key. Now I get a some, whatever the in multiplication, I got some value. From that value I have to take a factorial part. What is factorial part? If you take a factorial number like a 7.0, 7.2, like that. If I have a 7.2, 0.2 I can take as a factorial. Whatever the values after dot, the decimal numbers I can take as a factorial. So in step 3, whatever the value produced in step 2, from that value I have to take a factorial. I have to take a factorial. No. So now in step 3 I have taken a factorial. Am I right? Now that factorial should be multiplied with the size of the hash. First, suppose if my hash table can store 100 values, now my n value should be 100. So whatever the factorial I have extracted in step 3, that will be multiplied with the size of the hash table. That is the step 4. That is step 4. In step 5. So now the step 3 and step 4. So 100 will be the size will be multiplied with the floor value, factorial value. Now I have taken some value. Now let's floor that value. So floor means, for suppose if I have 7.1, so floor means below. So 7.1 or 7.5, 7.9, whatever the value you have got. So we have to decrement to the nearest round value, 7. So here ceiling and floor, ceiling and floor. So ceiling means if I have 7.1, I will round to the 8. I will round to the 8. If I have a 7.5, then also I will round to the 8. If it is ceiling, now I am going to do the flooring. I have to do flooring. So 7.1 means below, I have to round to the below value. So 7.1 means 7. 7.9 also it becomes as a 7. So that is the flooring and flooring and ceiling. Now I have to take a flooring value, whatever the value I have taken at the fourth step. Now the final step. So finally, if I have done all those operations, my key function like this, the floor of n into Ka modular of 1. So Ka, A is the imaginary value. First I have to multiply imaginary value with key. Whatever the value I have given, that will be from that value I have to take a factorial part. From that with that factorial part I have to multiply with the n, then I have to take a floor value. Then finally whatever the value, the 4 value I have taken, that will become as my key. That will become as my key. Now, according to Kuntz-Morris, so Kuntz-Morris, he suggested here a searching route algorithm, shortest path algorithm he introduced. So according to this mathematician, the best random value is 0.6180333987. This is the best random value. So what is the random value here? So that is the best random value we can take. But it is a suggested one. You can take any random value. There is no problem to take another value. But according to this mathematician, this is the best value. This is the best random value. Now, let's assume my hash table contain my 100 values. It can store 100 values. So, my size is 100. My size is 100. Now, I want to insert 123. So, that is my key value. So, that is my key value. Now, according to the mathematician, now I am taking the random value as 0.6180333987. So this is my random value. Now my values are k, n, a. Now first step what I have to do? I have to multiply k with a. Am I right? Random value with key. Random value with key. If this is my hash table, see I cannot put a 100 values here, so that's why I put here some semicolons. So let's assume this hash is the size of 100 elements. The size of 100 elements. Now my key value is 123, size of the hash is 100, and my random value is a universal one, 0.6180333987. So first step I have to taken a random value. In second, I have to multiply that random value with a key. That value with a key. Now I got 761018180610. Okay. Now if I multiply this 123 with this random value, I got this value. In step 3 what I have to do? I have to take a factorial of the step 2 result. Now what is the factorial? Whatever the value is provided after dot can be taken as a factorial. Now step 3, the factorial of second step. The factorial of second step is 0181. Am I right? 0181806101. So 1818061. So first step, I have taken a random value, that is A. In second step, I am going to multiply that random value with a key. I got this one. From this, I have to take a factorial one. I have taken a factorial value. Then I have to multiply this factorial value with size of the hash. Now my size of the hash is 100. Now 100 into 0.018 something will get 1.81. In step 4 what I have to do? I have to take a floor value. As I previously explained, so it is a flooring and ceiling is nothing but a random function. Round function. In round function, if I have 3.1, I will take 3. If I have more than 3.5, then I will take a 4. But here ceiling and a floor means ceiling, whatever the value, it is 1.1 or 1.8, it will go to the upper value, upper round value. If it is a floor value, is 1.8, 1.9 or 1.99 also, it will take the lower round value. Am I right? Now I am going to do the floor. So here flooring means 1.8. What is the bottom or below round value? That is 1. That is 1. Now in step 5, my key value, the floor of this n into k will become as a 1. Now whatever the value, this key 123, I have to insert at 1. Am I right? So this is the process of a multiplication method. So in this what we have done? I have done a 5 step. The first step I have to take a random value. First step, I have to take a random value. Now here I have taken that a universal method, universal value, that is a equals to 0.618033398887. I have taken a universal constant. Am I right? The second, I have to multiply that that random number with n, with key. So what is the key? 123. 123 into a. Now I got one value. In step 3, I have to take the factorial with whatever the value provided in step 2. So this value, this factorial value I have to take. This factorial value I have to take. In step 4, I have to multiply that factorial value with the size of the heap, with the size of the hash, with the size of the hash table. Now my hash table size is 100. That means I can store 100 values. So 100 into that factorial. Now I have got one value. I have to floor that value. So 1.8 floor means so below rounding value. That is 1. Now I can insert a value at key 1. Now I can insert a value at key 1. So this is the process of a multiplication method. Now up till now we have discussed 3 steps. Now we are going to the 4th step, that is the folding method. That is the folding method. Now in folding method, so I have taken some value. If I have say I have some value, I have to insert that value. First I have to divide that value into a parts, into a different parts. Okay. How can I divide the part? Can I divide the part? For suppose I have 1, 2, 3. Can I divide into 1, 2, 3 separately? No, not like that. If I have a value, I can divide with the equal to the size of my key. What is the size? Means the number of digits. So for suppose my key contains a 1, 2, 3. My key is 1, 2, 3. So that means my key size is 3. My key size is 3. So whatever the value I am going to divide, that division parts must be 3. The division parts are equals to 3. So each and every part contains a 3 elements. Each and every part contains a 3 elements. So now I got the values. So I have the parts. In next step, so whatever the parts I have created in step 1, those key values I have to add. Those key values I have to add. Then I will get some value. Then from that addition, I have to take only the size of the key. Only the size of the key. For suppose my size of the key is 2. My size of the key is 2. Now if my addition value get 100, then I have to remove 0 and I will take 10 as a key. Okay, maybe it is a difficult to understand like this. Let's see an example. For suppose here I have a hash table with this. Now my key size is, what is the key size? 10 to 15. That means my key contains a 2 digits. Now the size is 2. Whatever the key I have taken, that key must be divided in the parts of 2 digits. So that means 1 2 1 part, 3 4 1 part, 5 6 1 part. Am I right? In first step, whatever the key I have taken, that key must be divided. That key must be divided. That part should be equal to the size of the key. My size of the key is 2 digits. So each and every part contains a 2 digits value. In step 2, I have to add all the values. I have to add all the values. Now 12, 34 and 56 I have added. Now my sum is 1 or 2. Now my sum is 1 or 2. From that sum, I have to take a key value. See, here my key value is 1 or 2, but I can store a 2 digits key. I can access a 2 digits key. Now here from this I can exempt any one value. I can exempt any one value. So in the case I have 10 to 15. So if I exempt one value, means if I exempt 1, my key is 02. Is 02 available there? No. So if I exemption at 2 digit, this digit, then my key value is 10. So Okay, this 10 is available in the hash keys. So I can insert a value at 10. I can insert a value at 10. Now my key value is 10. So in this manner, you can exempt any digit from this result, any digits. But that key must be available in the hash table, must be available in the hash table. Now, okay, let's once again discuss this folding method. In this folding method, we have a two steps primarily. In the what are the steps? First, I will take a key value, and that key value should be divided into a parts, into a different parts. So that part size should be equal to the size of the key. Now my size of the key is 2, so here also I have taken this size, each and every part size is 2. For suppose if my key is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5, then here I can store only 5, here only 5. It can be, the last part can be less than the size of the key, but remaining parts should be equals to the size of the key, should be equals to the size of the key. It can be less, but should not be exceed the size of the key, should not be exceed. It can be same. If you goes to the last size, it can be less or equal, but should not be exceed. So first I will divide the keys. First I will divide the keys. Next I will add all the keys. Next I will add all the keys. I get some value. From that value I can take a available key and omit a remaining values. Omit a remaining values. That is the process in a folding method. That is the process in a folding method. Now, until now we have discussed here 4 methods of key generations. Those are a division method, which can be a very easy method in a for finding a key value. Am I right? It's a very easy method. Just simply you can divide the value with the 10, whatever the remainder will become as a key. That's a very simple. Now in mid square method, whatever the value I have taken, first I have to square it. First I have to square it. Then I will take a middle bits as my key according to my key requirement. According to my key requirement, I will take a middle digits. In third, a multiplicative method. This is the longest process for key generation. First I will take a random value A, then that random value should be equals to the should between a 0 and 1, should be between 0 and 1, that means 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.6, like that. Then that random value will be multiplied with the key value, will be multiplied with the key value. That key value, from that result I will take a factorial number. That factorial part will be multiplied with the size of the heap, with the size of the heap. Then whatever the value I have get, that will be float, that means rounded to the below value, rounded to the below value, then that will become as a key. So it's a 5-step method. It is called multiplicative method. It's the longest method. Now in folding method, I have a key. That key should be divided in a different parts. That part is same as the size of the key. Now in next step I will add all the parts. I will add all the parts. Then from that part I will get the key. From that parts, from that sum I will get the key. Now okay, I have discussed this, but here I have a problem. What is the problem? Let's see. So I have already values the 11 and 95. So 11 remainder is 1, 90, so 95 remainder is 5. So I have inserted 11 at 1 and 95 at 5. Okay, here I have to write as a 15, it is all on. Okay, now if I want to insert a 15, again I will divide with the 10. Now what is the remainder? 5. What is the remainder? 5. Now this type of problem is called collision. Why collision? Here my key value for 15 is 5. I already at the 5 I have a value at 95. So 95 key is 5. 15 key is 5. Let's assume 25, 25 are also, if the key is 5. Am I right? So if I have like this, I have a collision. So what is collision? Collision is nothing but the 2 or 3 more values get the same key, then that will be called a collision collide. Now this is a problem. Am I right? So in 5 I have already value, then I cannot insert a new value at 5. Already it has a some value. If I insert this 15, 95 will be lost. 95 will be lost. So this type of problem is called collision. So in next class we are going to discuss about this collision techniques. What is collision techniques? So we have faced a collision. So that duplications. Am I right? So that collisions will be how we can delete those collisions. How can we handle those collisions will be discussed in the next class. Thank you.